Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Season 8 added a new mini to Warcraft Rumble, the Dryad, and I have now had a chance to play around with Dryad a little bit. I have had a chance to try out all the talents, and in this video I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Dryad is good for and what talents are the best talents for this mini. First of all, how do you get Dryad stars so that you can even get some of those talents for your Dryad? There's 10 stars available from Darkmoon Fair, there's 14 stars that are available from the shop bundle, then there's up to 30 stars that are available from PvP. And once you have unlocked the Dryad, you can also try to put Dryad in all of your armies, and after that single stars can be received from daily offers. Well, they can be received even if you have just one army, but you can increase the odds by putting it in everything, so that you might be able to pick up just a little bit of extra stars. And Dryad is coming to the grid in Season 9, so for that you have to wait around 6 weeks. At 4 gold, Dryad is a fairly expensive mini. It attacks at 1.6 second attack speed, has range of 8. One of its key features of its attack is the root, because when it hits any ground mini, it's going to root that ground mini for 2 seconds. Every hit is going to root for 2 seconds, so a single ground unit, because 1.6 second attack speed, can be kept in place by the Dryad indefinitely, and it also counters charges. It's wonderful against Stonehoof Tauren, for example. The Tauren just can't do anything. It also counters Banshees. It's very fast at shooting, and then even if it wouldn't be able to kill a Banshee in a single hit, then it would just root it in place. Dryad has 109 DPS and poison, so its damage is comparable to a single Harpy with the poison talent. And yeah, the poison is of course really sweet, but 4 gold is still pretty steep cost. Dryad has great synergy with Cenarios, because if you have Cenarions with the Treant talent, so that anything that dies while rooted becomes a Treant, then you can send Cenarios one way, you can send a Dryad the other way, and whenever anything dies anywhere, Dryad's roots do count for that, so they can just turn stuff into Treants as well. I do like this best in Cenarios armies, really. And the best talent for Dryad is Nature's Swiftness, grant rapid movement speed to an ally, 1 charge. Note that it does not work on fast minis, and it also does not work on any minis that have an inherent speed buff already. So for example, if you have Gargoyle with the wing buffet talent, so that Gargoyle is going to be a little bit faster naturally, then you can't actually apply Nature's Swiftness to it. So you would actually want to play Gargoyle with some other talent if you want to play it with Dryad, so that you would then be able to make it even a little bit faster with Nature's Swiftness. You also can't speed up Hogger, sadly. But it does work on stuff like Dragizat, for example, and it does work with Gargoyle without the wing buffet. So yeah, I don't have area superiority on mine, but that might become the go-to Gargoyle talent if you combine Gargoyle with the Dryad, of course. Otherwise, wing buffet is still really good. Nature's Swiftness is a unique ability. This is the best talent for Dryad. You can just make a tank go fast, and then Dryad can follow that, and yeah, it works pretty well. And it's just so super fast Dragizats and Gargoyles and Abominations and Bog Beasts and things. They are pretty sweet. The other 2 Dryad talents are far less impressive. There's Barrage. Favor new targets when possible, so in practice it targets the highest percentage health mini, so then it's going to switch targets. This is potentially useful. You fight against something big, and then there's some small stuff coming in, and then the Dryad is going to pick those off, maybe. However, if you can't one-shot those small targets, then Dryad is going to switch between targets and not get anything killed, so Barrage is actually often actively bad. Also, Barrage cannot hold 2 units in place, because your root is 2 seconds and your attack speed is 1.6, so alternating between 2 units you can't hold them, so it's actually a bit hard to find good uses for Barrage. I can totally see that there could be something, but the more I play with this, the less I like it actually. However, the 3rd talent, Thorns, is not exactly useful either. Deal damage back to melee attackers. Damage increases on kills up to 10 stacks. 1 stack deals 12 physical damage, so this can deal up to 120 physical damage for level 1, and of course scaling with level. And that's not a whole lot. Yeah, you might get rid of some tiny things that attack your Dryad, but then Dryad doesn't have a lot of health and it's going to die pretty quickly, and at least this never makes Dryad worse, because this has no active downside. I mean, even tiny bit of damage is still damage, but it's mostly useless. I do wonder a little bit whether Thorns could actually be better than Barrage, but I keep hoping that there would be some use case where Barrage is actually useful, whereas I can't find anything where I would really be thrilled to have Thorns. So yeah, Nature Swiftness is sweet. The other two talents are really bad. So in conclusion, Dryad is not a superstar, it's not a chimera, it's not a witch doctor. It has some niche use cases, and I actually kind of like it in Cenarion's armies because Cenarion's root, Dryad root, Treant talent, they all synergize so incredibly nicely together. It also counters charging ground units, so I can totally see Dryad seeing play in some maps where it's really important to fight against something like a Stonehoof Tauren, or maybe even something like against Banshees. Nature Swiftness, by far the best talent. I can again see uses where you use Dryad for the Nature Swiftness and you make something go really fast so you can get that attack going in faster. Barrage just, almost every time I have played with Barrage, it has made Dryad worse. So I would have been better off if I did not equip a talent. So that never feels good, although I recognize that there is some potential use for it somewhere. And then there's Thorns, and okay, Thorns doesn't make Dryad worse, but it's just bad. So yeah, not great in talents, but first you get the uncommon Dryad, peak Nature Swiftness, by far the best talent. And we'll see. There will be some use cases for Dryad, but it's not a high priority mini to level up by any means. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.